Warning, the content you are about to see is dangerous and should only be attempted by a professional. Please do not try this at home. You have been warned. Hey guys, I'm Anthony, this is Stewart Technologies, and today we're going to be making Black Widow stun batons from the movie Infinity War. For the Black Widow stun baton, we have our steel round tube, 3/4 of an inch. And then for the handle, we're going to use PVC pipe on the outside. Hopefully we can house the electronics inside the pipe and also insulate our hand from touching the steel pipe just in case the contacts at the end arc to the steel. And there will also be some kind of cap back here with like a safety switch. At the top of the tube is where we have the actual stun, contacts. And that's also another end cap right here. And the two contacts are kind of sticking out like that. And those two contacts will have wires running down the steel tube going into either the inside of the handle, if we can fit the electronics inside, or outside of the handle, just wrapped in some kind of insulation or maybe heat shrink tubing, something like that. But we'll have electronics. And then for the actual electronics, we have the high voltage transformer that powers the stun gun. And the two wires coming off go to the stun, terminals. And the other two will be connected to one switch, the safety switch, another switch, the trigger, and then our battery. Something like that. And as for the battery, we could go with just a standard AA battery, just probably two of them to get to about 3 volts, because I believe the high voltage transformer has a minimum voltage of around 3.2-ish volts, I want to say. We can see if we can get it to work with 2 AA batteries. That would be ideal. One of the alternatives I could use would be an 18650 lithium-ion battery. And I would only need one of those because I believe they have a voltage of about 4.2 volts at max charge. It will also last a lot longer than the AA battery would, and it can be easily rechargeable. You can integrate the charger directly into the stun baton. For the time being, we're going to assume that we're going to go with AA batteries, and once we start building, we'll see how far we get with that, and maybe we'll switch to an 18650 later. So here we have the 3/4 inch steel round tube. As you can see, it's very rusted. So I'm just going to use sanding sponge to sand off all the rust before I cut it in half to make the two batons. Say hi to the camera, Ryan.
Hi, y'all.
Here I'm cutting out 2 5-inch pieces of PVC pipe to use as the handles for both of the batons. I'm also sanding down the inside of the PVC pipe and the outside of the steel tube so that I can join them together using 2-part epoxy. So while we're waiting for the paint to dry, we're going to take a look at the electronics for the Baton. So right here we have 4 18650 lithium ion batteries. Now we only need 2 for the Baton, 1 for each, but I picked these up pretty cheap at Walmart. Hopefully they work fine, but we'll see in a sec. Then for each one we have a battery holder for the 18650, and so that we don't have to remove the batteries later, we have these USB-C charger modules right here. You just connect the battery, then they have an output. Then we have our safety switch, which is just a simple slide switch, nothing special. And the main component, the high voltage generator. Now I hope that these work. I haven't tested them yet. They're what are supposed to take our voltage from the battery and turn it into something that could shock the hell out of somebody. And as for the buttons for the Baton, we're going to use these big oversized push buttons. They could be mounted on the outside. Alright, so let's hook up the 18650, see if we can get them to charge, and see if we can get a voltage from them. Alright, so we have both of our batteries soldered to the charging circuit. This one's fully charged. Everything is working with that one. This one right here, as you can see, the light is red. That means it's charging right now. When they're finished charging, they'll turn blue. That means they're good to go. Now, since we have this battery that's fully charged, we're going to go ahead and connect it to our high voltage transformer to test it out. And while we're at it, we're going to wire up the trigger and the safety switch too. This is the end cap. This is similar to how it's going to look for the finished product. Actual one is spray painted black, and these will be our terminals, or stun terminals. The finished Baton, I went for a solid black look just because the Infinity Ward version of this Baton has kind of like a bunch of, like, I guess, ribs going down where it's like silver, black, silver, black, silver, black, kinda in that fashion. And I really didn't want to do that. I wanted to protect the metal from rusting, so I decided to just go with a all matte black. Don't have black wire, so I have to improvise. So I know which one's positive, which one's negative. Let's test it out. So if we press the button, nothing happens. If we turn on the safety switch and press the button, we get a shock. So as you can see, it works. So now we're gonna go ahead and disassemble this and reassemble it inside of the baton. Alright guys, so overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the way things turned out. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to do a full test video, but as you can clearly see, it works. But overall, turned out nice. If I could change a couple things, I'd probably use bigger steel tube just so I could fit the electronics in the inside of the handle instead of the outside to make it a bit more compact. I would buy some more expensive high voltage transformers. This has been me building Black Widow stun batons in honor of the movie Avengers Endgame coming out Friday. I'm going to see it and you guys should all go too. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, dislike, comment, tell me why, and subscribe to see more projects in the future. Thanks for watching, guys.